Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Just real quick, this video is not sponsored by Squarespace. So the video is about my monthly earnings for April 2022, and I have to look back on April as a bit of a write-off. My carpal tunnel syndrome was taking longer to recover from than I thought, and then halfway through the month I got corona, and it's taken me a long time to recover from that, and I'm still not totally over it. I have a lot of fatigue, and for the second month in a row I have not uploaded any video or photo assets to the stock agencies. So once again, we can use this as an opportunity to see how much passive income I've been able to earn over those 2 months. Let me just wash the dust out of my throat with a lovely cup of decaf cappuccino. Perfectamundo. Even though I didn't upload any photos or videos, I did go out on King's Day, and while my son sold his old toys at the market, I had a quick walk around and just looked at things to see if there was any interesting stock footage or photos. And there were a couple of things, like I managed to get a close-up of a girl's feet doing some tap dancing, which with Irish traditional dance, and someone's hand putting the money in the basket that was collecting money for her. I also managed to video some kids making fairy floss, or cotton candy as they call it in the States, I think. So there was a couple of interesting things going on. But April's been a real write-off. My bathroom has sprung a leak and leaked water all through the ceiling of my living room and the 2 bedrooms that are adjacent to it. So it's a bit of a disaster month, and I'm happy to see the back of it, to be honest. So how did I do with the stock agencies in April? Well, let's get started with Shutterstock, where I've got 2,315 photos and 135 videos. And I had 59 sales in April. Even though I had quite a lot of sales, a lot of them were taken up with those shitty 10-cent subscriptions. So overall, Shutterstock was very disappointing in April. It hasn't been my lowest month on record. That was last May, I believe, May or June, where I only earned $13. But this month was a little bit better. There were a couple of highlights. The first highlight was during the latest storm when a tree fell over a road. I took a photo of that, and that earned me 61 cents as an editorial photo. I also sold an on-demand photo for $1.58 of wild horses in the Osvadas Plaza, which is a wildlife refuge about an hour and a half north of where I live. And that was a commercial photo. I also sold a single of the gannet trapped in plastic for $4.11, which was pretty good. And that was a commercial photo as well. Another photo I was happy to sell was of some nice yellow golden daffodils in front of an old church in the south of the Netherlands. And that was an editorial photo for $1.53. And right on the last day of April, I sold a photo of some honey being poured onto a spoon. And I made that photo during a video for making photos with indoor stock photography, which was uploaded to my channel about 2 years ago. And it's one of my most popular videos. So if you want any inspiration about taking photos while you're stuck indoors, check that one out. That photo sold for $2.07 as a commercial photo. The lowlights for Shutterstock are that There were a lot of subscription sales of 10 cents. There was only one video sale of, excuse me, 25 cents. And there were no large sales other than that one for $4.07, which was the largest one I had. In total for April for Shutterstock, I earned $18.63. Okay, let's get on to our small fish agencies now, and that's Dreamstime, 123RF, Big Stock, IEM and Deposit Photos. And for all of those agencies I only earned $8.86. Biggest earner was Dreamstime, and that came in at $5.43. The rest were $1.25 or less. Couple of highlights. There was one of a photo that I sold on Dreamstime for $3.68 as an editorial photo, and that was down at the beach a couple of years ago. I noticed people were putting their containers that they had chips in the rubbish bin, and every time someone would go to the rubbish bin, they'd be followed by a flock of seagulls, and the first chance they get, the seagulls would take whatever's in the containers or just raid the rubbish bin, and the people would kind of flee and hold their head. So it was a pretty amusing situation, and yeah, I was happy to get that fairly large sale from Dreamstime. Another one was of a bunch of ornamental pumpkins that were on a rack during the autumn time, and that only sold for 35 cents for Dreamstime as well. And that was editorial as well, because I think there's some property in it that was identifiable, so I just made that editorial just to be safe. There was a commercial sale of a crayfish that I took in Tasmania one Christmas. It's just a simple photo of a boiled rock lobster or crayfish sitting on, I think, a white plate, and that only earned 35 cents as well, but I was happy to sell that one. For Big Stock, I made a $1 sale of some sweet potato being chopped into chunks, and that was a commercial image. Pond 5 has disappointed again in April for I think about the 5th month in a row. I did check out Pond 5 this morning, and today's the 1st of May, and I noticed that I did get a $3 sale for the first day of May, and that was of the usual gannet trapped in plastic. So that's the first sale I've had in maybe 5 or 6 months. But for April there were no sales for Pond 5. Adobe Stock now, and I have 1,048 images and about 43 videos. I had only 9 downloads for Adobe Stock, and there weren't any real highlights. I think maybe one photo sold for 99 cents, but all the rest were 66 cents or lower. In total, I only earned $4.57 for Adobe Stock. I'll just have another sip of decaf cappuccino. Perfecto mundo. If anything in this video is helpful to you guys, feel free to give my video a like, and that will really help with my YouTube algorithm. And this video is also not sponsored by Storyblocks. Okay, moving on to Istock Getty now. Some more disappointment and bitterness coming. I've got 2,000 images uploaded to Istock and 135 videos, which took a lot of time and effort, I have to be honest. I only had 2 video sales, and they were not that spectacular either. I think they were maybe around $1 each, if that. And another lowlight was that I sold 6 photos on a China photo agency, which must be a partner to Istock Getty, and those 6 photos only sold for 1 cent each, which if I think about it too much, I'll start getting even more bitter and twisted, so we'll move right along. In total for Istock, I made $11.02. Okay, and now on to my most successful agency again, I think for the second or third month running, and that's Alamy, where I have 2,000 images uploaded. And I had 2 sales in April for Alamy. And this photo was of someone wearing a mask of the King's face, the King of the Netherlands' face. And I thought that looked really bizarre and interesting, so I took a quick photo of it. And that photo was an editorial royalty-free photo, and it had worldwide usage, and it sold for $11.48. The other photo was of a time when I was in Tasmania, and I travelled to Bruny Island. And there's an area in Bruny Island that is inhabited by a lot of albino or white wallabies. And with those white wallabies, there's also natural or normal coloured wallabies. They're Bennett's wallabies. And this photo I took was of a normal coloured wallaby sitting in a kind of a meadow with some wildflowers around it. And it looks pretty cute. And someone must have thought it was a good photo subject for their use. I sold that for royalty-free commercial. It was only a single-use photo, but it sold for $22. So in total for Alamy in April I earned $33. So how much money did I earn from stock photography and videography with passive income in April? I didn't upload any assets whatsoever, so all of this money was coming back from doing no work whatsoever. So in total I earned $94.69, which I think with today's inflation is just enough to buy me another decaf cappuccino. So how did you guys go? I hope you're able to upload more assets than I did and drive some momentum into your stock portfolios. I look forward to hearing the comments about how you guys did, and I will see you in the next video.
I sometimes dream about you all the time.